Oh my gosh. So I figured out what I want to do. I don't know if anybody cares, but I'm on YouTube, Twitch, Kick. All right. So I'm gonna read some shocking Reddit confessions. First, I gotta find out where my mouse is, though. Hold on. Okay. Okay. What? Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna read some shocking Reddit confessions, y'all. I don't know what gave me the idea to do this, but they always be so like crazy. So let me see. The first one that I see that looks interesting. Let me see. Let me see, guys. Guys, I don't know which I should read. As I was I need a shocking title. Okay, for me to feel like I want to read it, right? So let me see. Oh my oh my gosh. Okay, let's what? Okay, I'm gonna read one of these. I think I'm gonna start with this one. Okay, this one says I gotta zoom in. Alright, this one says I Photoshop every picture of my mom. What the heck? Okay. It says my mom has really had please please don't get on my reading guide. Don't do that. My mom has really had a hard time the past few years. When she entered menopause, she gained weight, and no matter how much she works out or what diet she tries, she cannot drop it. She's a wonderful guys. I just naturally smile a lot. That doesn't mean that I find this amusing. She's a wonderful person, beautiful inside and out, but I could tell it was really taking a toll on her. So I started lightly photoshopping pictures I take of her before I send them to anyone or print them. Just a nip a little here and there, slight reshaping and smoothing out a few wrinkles. Nothing drastic, but enough. Since I have started this, she has started acting more confidently and has stopped making negative remarks about pictures she's in. She loves being in pictures with everyone again. It has really helped. I have not told anyone and never will. I don't know how I feel about this. Honestly, I feel like she helped her mom's confidence, and that's good and all. But at the same time, she said here that she loves being in pictures with everyone again, and that part is concerning to me because like if somebody else is taking a picture on their phone and she's in the picture and it doesn't have the chance to make it through the Photoshop part where her daughter photoshops it and she sees that picture, she might not like it. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one to be honest. I don't know. I don't know why I would ever read this one. But I don't know why I'm drawn to read that, to be honest. But no, 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 no. What? Somebody said somebody said I found out my high school bully is dead and I'm ecstatic. What the heck? What? So a couple days ago, I found out the guy who bullied me all throughout high school died, and honestly, I couldn't be more happy. Wow. My friends all tell me I'm terrible for being happy, but they have no idea what I went through because of him. He almost drove me to, and knowing he's just makes me feel better. I feel bad for his parents, and I never wish that upon anyone to outlive their children, but I just can't help myself. Oh my gosh. Okay, edit. It says, since it's coming up a lot, I just want to clarify. I never wished upon him. I know he was a terrible person and did terrible things, but I never wished the guy was gone. And it says, for those asking or wondering how he died, I don't know. I assume it was, or because I don't know what I can say on here, guys. Because what? Because the never stated anything, nor was it explained on social media. I also made the assumption off of what his personality was like. And edit 3 says, after thinking about it all day and reading all through the comments, I come to realize that ecstatic wasn't the correct word. It's more it's more relieved and indifferent. I don't know what his home life was like or what made him into the bully that he was. All I know is that all he did was bully me and make my life miserable. Could he have been different? Maybe. Could he have changed his ways since then? Maybe. It doesn't change what he did. Life happens, people live and people die. There's nothing we can do about it. Hindsight is 2020. If I could go back and tell myself to stand up and not take it, I would, but I can't. There's a lot of things I would have done differently regarding it, but it's done. It's in the past, and nothing can change it. You know, you know, that was kind of like heavy, honestly. I don't know. I don't got no comments on that. It's just like, I don't think, if y'all watch 13 Reasons Why, like, I can't say that I feel bad when Bryce died, but did I feel like he needed to die? Not really, but I didn't feel like, I also didn't feel bad. Like, I wasn't like, oh, he died. You know? But at the same time, I wasn't celebrating his death. So, like, I don't know how I feel about that one. Next. I don't know what that means. Okay, I don't wanna hear that one. Ooh, that's terrible. I don't want to read that. That's so sad. No, I'm not showing my feet. What is this? Wait, I gotta read this. it says, I lied to my girlfriend about my weedy size. The other day I told all my girlfriend, wait, what? Why are you saying all my girlfriend? That's already crazy. That my wee wee was over 7 inches. I lied. In reality, I'm a micro. What? The bottom? No. Mm-mm. So I feel horrible about it. I feel absolutely terrible about lying, especially to this girl like a lot. But I can't bring myself to tell her the truth because it'll make her not like me anymore. I'm afraid she'll make fun of me. Um, I feel so much shame surrounding the fact that I have a micro baby. I'm afraid I'll never get a woman to love me. She'll go out with me until she sees it and then just laugh. That's insane. That's insane. Hold on, guys. Let me respond to this. Hold on, guys. So look, um, Okay, look, the next one, that one's kind of good, but the next one, that was crazy, but I feel like God to be lying about that anyway. So it's just like, I don't know. Not my boss pissed me off, so I'm catfishing his wife. Yeah. That's crazy. It says my boss is generally a D. I noticed his wife, who also works at the company, came up as a recommended friend on Snapchat. I copied the username and added her on my burner Snapchat. After a few messages and a few fake selfies, she has told me she is single and has sent some damn good revealing pictures. I feel a bit guilty now, but damn, she is hot. What the? Yo, what do y'all think about that? I feel like that's insane. But it also seems like kind of fun to do. Like, you know, seems kind of fun. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I would like to hear more about that story, but I know there's like no way we're gonna know more about that. Was 8 years ago. Guys, what? Look at this. The roof of my mouth is itching. I got allergies, child. Okay, let's read it. Let's read it. This one says he poked a hole in a and purposely got a girl pregnant to prove he wasn't gay. What the heck? Says this was the late 80s. What? Why are we starting out so? That was so long ago. I almost am uninterested now. But let's see. And I was 14 or 15, and things weren't a great time to be, wow, a teenager. Not that it excuses what I did. I was so afraid of being outed that I started a relationship with my then best friend's sister. My friends were constantly messing with me about not having slept with her and calling me the G word. They were just joking, but I took it so seriously that I convinced her and I poked a hole in the hoping to get her pregnant so that I'd have proof. As a she did end up pregnant, and when I found out the reality of what I did, it really hit me. She just thought that didn't work, and I never told her that I did it on purpose. She was forced to go to an alternative school and eventually dropped out to have the baby. Her and her family moved away with the baby, and I never kept in contact with them. I've always felt like a for ruining her life and abandoning my kid. Why would he do that? Oh, that's terrible. And then what? Then he said that was the late 80s, so like that kid is grown now. And he just on Reddit with his confession. Okay, let me see. What else should we read? I want to see it. Let me see. What? Okay, this one says, oh my gosh, that's long. Guys, I don't know. I'm not reading all that. This is not history class. English class. No class at all, I guess. Let me see. What the heck? Isn't I put my yeah. It says I put my divorced parents who hate each other in the same nursing home. What? Hold on, let me get on TikTok too. Real quick. Bring on TikTok too. Because somebody else needs to get these confessions too. Not just us, guys. I feel like everyone should hear this. Let me put my phone over here. Okay. I don't like how I look over there. I'll put it over here. Okay, this next one says, this next crazy story says, I put my divorced parents who hate each other in the same nursing home. It says, it says karma is a B, mom and dad. Thank you for always putting me in the middle of your drama as a kid. So sad that you two found it amusing to act like children while forcing me to be the adult. The adult. Wait. It says, well, now the tables have turned. You're both old and in need of someone to take care of you. Obviously wasn't going to be me. Hope you two enjoy seeing each other for the rest of your miserable lives and you can figure it out. Waiting to get the phone call of, did you know your mother/father is in the same nursing home? I'm gonna sit back now and enjoy my cold one. I don't freaking know how I feel about that one. I don't think I would ever do something like that. Like, what the heck? Why is my ear itching? I don't think I'd ever do something like that, guys. I don't know. I mean, no, I do know. I definitely wouldn't do that. Okay, let's see. What's the next story? It said, what? I don't wanna read that one. That one was crazy. I'm not reading that. I wanna read this. It says he slapped a child. No, that's not funny. In the face and then shoved him off his scooter. It's funny. Why would you do that? Okay, look. Says, so I have a beloved kitty named Pixie. She was around 4 when I found her on the street. She had a rubber band tightened on half her tail. I spent 2 weeks feeding her until she was comfortable enough to let me near her. Let me take this charger out. She didn't trust anyone. I took her in, cleaned her up, and got the dead portion off her tail amputated. Okay. What's the next thing? It says, after 5 years, she finally warmed up to people and she became sweet and friendly. It took her years to be more comfortable around strangers. Last month, she was out for her daily stroll around the neighbor and immediately came back in through the kitty door 20 minutes later. It says usually she is out for about 2 to 3 hours. She had 2 small holes in her chest and one near her butt. She was completely frightened and was crying and meowing. What? She wouldn't even let me go near her for the first 5 minutes. I knew for certain that she was shot with metal BB guns, bro. I mean, in GTA, guys, because I'm on TikTok, but whatever. It says, I take her in my car and start driving to the vet, but took a quick detour around the neighborhood. I was going to take the long way to see if I could find the culprit. Sure enough, I see a kid on the scooter standing on his driveway with the CO2-powered BB pew aiming in the drainage cavity by the sidewalk. I see cats in there all the time. It was then I knew who the culprit was. It says I parked the car, got out, walked over to him and said, I'm telling your parents that you're pew-pewing cats. He replied, they're pests. They told me I could. I like how he's telling the story. He's telling us like a real story, like a real book. He said, I smug little... No, I was tripping. He said, the smug little look on his face threw me over the edge. I slapped the... Hold on. He said, I slapped the F out of this beat. Why are you so mad? Get out. He said, I slapped the F out of this beat. and kick sweet. I see Kick swings his legs out from under him and watched him fall flat on his ass. And says, I then picked up his pew pew and smashed it on the ground. A small part of me wanted to finish him off with a stomach kick for good measure. But I'm effing 25, so I looked both ways before crossing the street and freaking bolted. As I hopped in my car and sped away, I heard him shrieking in the distance. My kitty was treated and is doing okay. She's a lot more skittish and spends less time outside. Edit. In case you were wondering, I'm pretty sure. In case you're wondering, I'm pretty sure the cops were called. When they came back, I saw a few strolling around. I was sure I was done. I've never been in trouble or done nothing like this. Anyways, I drove by, literally nothing happened. It's been a month and I think I'm good. Honestly, I completely second this story. And I think this is a great story. And I think he didn't do nothing wrong. I think it's totally justified. Because really, if I got a cat, I'm a cat mom. If I dare find out somebody is outside shooting BB pew pews into my cat, metal BBs at that, metal. There's no, I will never forget. Like, that's not, to a point where my cat got like holes in her chest or near her butt. Like, if I find out somebody's doing that to my cat, I don't know what I might do. I think he handled the situation perfectly. Perfectly. Honestly. I mean, I don't know how old the kid was. He didn't say how old the kid was. He didn't say, but the part where he said, he swept his legs from out under him and watched him fall flat on his butt, bro. I can't breathe. That's too much. That's hilarious. But that's well deserved. I mean, you can't just be out here abusing animals. Like, that's terrible. You can't do that. That's terrible. That's not even forgivable. Thank you for liking the live. That's not forgivable. Let's see. What? How somebody said I caught my mom having an affair with my dad? Oh, like a what? Hold on. Hold on, I gotta hear more of this story because I'm confused on why that would be like. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not reading that. Nah. I don't care that much. Not that much. That was too much, guys. It says what? Okay, no. Let's see what's gonna be interesting. Okay, I always wanted to know more about these like adoption stories. So let me see. This one says, "Hi." This one says, "I'm having such a hard time keeping my adoption secret." It says, "I've been a foster dad to my son since he was 5. He's now 9. He's been through a lot and has made significant progress. I'm so proud of him. I've been trying to officially adopt him and have spent over $30,000 the last 2 years to make it happen. He has no idea." Because a social worker came by to visit, and I told him it was to see how he was doing, but he was worried that I might be getting rid of him, so he's been very anxious and clingy. But I've been a bit emotional too. I'm getting the paperwork all signed and sealed by my lawyer this Thursday when the dumb A judge comes back to work. So I want to surprise him by showing him that he is officially my son, although he was and always will. I thought about surprising him with the news in his favorite restaurant this Saturday with his aunt and uncle and cousins. Keeping the secret is harder than actual adoption. That's not the story I thought it would be. I thought he was keeping the secret from his adopted son that his adopted son is adopted. This is not. I mean, this is like, I guess you can say it's a secret, but like, It's like more so like breaking the good news than what I thought it would be. You know? Okay. Now let's see. Let's see. Somebody said, get out of here. Somebody said, I am the one who farted and ruined lunch for everyone. It says, someone had fried chicken delivered to the office for all to share. The smell was potent and delicious, filling the entire building. Shortly afterward, I farted. One of those long, warm ones. What the heck? And it was also very potent. The smell mingled into the, and then the smell mingled in a way that nature had never intended. Needless to say, everyone was so confused and upset. I saw someone gag into their hand and put down their chicken thigh, never picking it back up. Nobody knows it was me. What the heck? Again, that's funny. That's too funny. What? What's called? Da da da. What? Oh, guys, I'm getting a call. Not answering that. Clearly busy. Wait, what is this? I accidentally clicked on something. Wait, let me see. Am I the asshole? Okay. It says, what? These Am I the bubble is crazy. It says, am I the asshole for exposing my husband's affair with his much younger childhood friend? What? It says the affair started when Emily turned 18, but I found out through messages on my husband's phone that he had been. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Guys, these are. Am I the butthole because I didn't want to have. What? Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I will not be walking her down the aisle unless the invite. Oh, why am I dyslexic? It says unless she invites her siblings and their families to her wedding. It says it goes against your culture to exclude family members from family events. Casey and her fiance have to make some tough decisions here. Honestly, yes. So, like, you are the asshole for telling your daughter you're not walking her down the aisle unless she invites her siblings and family. What if she wants a private wedding? What if she don't want all that? She don't want all them people all together at her wedding. Like, what if she don't want that? There's nothing wrong with not wanting that. And you won't even walk her down the aisle because of that. It's crazy. Hi, I'm good. How are you? Hey. Hey, Fins. All right, let's see. It says, am I the asshole for considering ending a 6-year relationship? Am I the asshole for considering ending a 6-year relationship because my fiance canceled our plans? It's not just about the canceled plans, but her overall attitude and lack of communication that seems to be the issue. And Honestly, I would have to know more information about like what is the situation. No, I don't have Discord, but I should get it. What do people do or talk about on Discord? 'Cause I keep hearing about it. So it says, "Am I the asshole for sitting on my husband's lap during Thanksgiving dinner because all chairs at the table were taken? I sat on his lap asking if he was okay with it. Don't worry, I'm petite. He's strong built." And started eating so casually. Guys, I don't. Was it like a family event? You can talk off stream like Messenger, create a group, and your followers can join. Oh, you make one, make your Twitch name, and I'll add you. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll definitely do that when I get off. Because I keep hearing about Discord, but I don't have one yet. But I keep hearing about it, so I will. And I will make it the same username because I'm trying to have the same username across all my platforms, but they just banned my TikTok. So I can't have that username no more. So yeah. But it says, "Am I the asshole for sitting on my husband's lap during Thanksgiving dinner because I was just to take?" Honestly, I feel like that's not something you do at Thanksgiving dinner. Like, why would you sit on? I mean, I guess do what you want, but like that's like inappropriate. I feel like that's not appropriate. Yeah, I don't know. Mm-mm-mm. It says, let's see what this one says. I didn't know I could click on them to get more of the story. What the heck? It says, "Am I the asshole for asking my friend to pay me back for the wine he drank while house sitting?" And this person got voted. I had no idea there was anything in this straw, and I don't know why I'm waving it around like this. But this person got voted the asshole. So let's see what it says. "Am I the asshole for asking my friend to pay me back for the wine he drank while house sitting?" So I don't know what's in the parentheses. I don't know what that means. But so I had my friend watch my place and my cat for the weekend. I told him that he could help himself to whatever in the kitchen, which I thought was just like common sense for snacks and stuff. I get back and realize he opened this $120 bottle of vintage. I don't even know how to say that. Vintage wine, I guess. I was saving for my promotion. He literally drank the whole thing alone while watching Netflix. When I asked him about it, he got all weird and said I gave him permission because the wine was in the kitchen. Like, okay, but who drinks $100 bottle of wine without asking first? I sent him I sent him a Venmo for $80, gave him a discount, LOL. And now he's calling me tacky and told our group chat I'm a bad host. I feel like there's literally an unwritten rule of guest logic where you don't touch the most expensive thing in the house. If I tell you to help yourself to my garage, it doesn't mean you can just drive my car off or drive off in my car. Hold on. I don't know. Am I the asshole here? He's making me feel like I'm being extra, but I feel like he totally took advantage of me. I don't know. It's also just $120. Guys, well, if you're gonna be all uptight, and there's certain things that you really don't want someone to touch, then don't say help yourself. You can say help yourself to anything but the wine if he was gonna have a problem with it. On her end. For his perspective, it's just like you said, you know, I just checked your username is taken on Discord. Oh, then maybe I do have a Discord. Do I have a profile picture? Do I have a profile picture on there? I don't even know where I'm looking. I might do have a Discord because it's just my name. Nobody has my name. So Maybe that's something I have. No, it's blank. No, no, bio, nothing. I don't even know. I'm guessing if there's no if there's no nothing, maybe it's something I set up and I just didn't finish setting up because I don't see why anyone else would have my username. But I do think she could be the asshole here because it's just like, why would you say help yourself when you know there's things that you would have a problem with? Like, I was in a problem with that. If not, name yourself Zaejah Amor. Okay, or probably with an underscore. But yeah, I just feel like, you said help yourself. You shouldn't have a problem with that. You could have been like, dang, bro, like, you don't gotta pay me back, but like, what the F? Like, why would you drink that bottle of wine? But at the same time, he was house sitting. You said help yourself. Now, from her perspective, I mean, it's like somebody shouldn't have to tell you like not to drink. Like that is also common logic. Like, why would you sit here and drink that bottle of wine? Or you could at least run it by somebody. Let me see. This one was recent. This was 6 months ago. Let's see what it says. That's very long. Okay. Were they voted an asshole? It's still ongoing. I don't want to read that. That's too long. That's too long. Okay, let's read this one because honestly, wow, that's long too. I'm just gonna have to do a lot of reading. This guy says, am I the asshole? Because, okay, look. My wife stayed out until 5 a.m. I'm having a brain fart. Since my wife stayed out until 5 a.m. Am I the asshole for thinking she's cheating? Let's see. My wife and I have been having a lot of fights lately. I work overnight and during my shift, she said she was going out with some of her coworkers to drink. They're celebrating one of the guys transferring to another place. What is weird is that my wife runs the store he is transferring from. They end up going to a bar and having drinks. She's with another woman and two guys. Okay, that's already where I draw the line. Because what do you mean she's with another woman and two guys? That's clearly, two girls and two guys. Double date, duh. But alright, cool. Maybe I'm toxic. Says the other woman and one of the guys are married. The other guy is single and he's the one transferring to another store. That winds down about 2 a.m. and she texts me that they are all leaving together to go to the single guy's house. I said, okay, let me know when you leave. She never texted me until 5:30 a.m., give or take a few minutes. She said, I'm home in the text. I was worried. Come to find out, she was blacked out all night, throwing up, and came home at a time I did not feel a married woman should be coming home. I get home from work and my son had an engagement that we both committed to beforehand. I get her up after her getting a few hours of sleep. So I get her up after her having a few hours of sleep. I did not sleep. She was in the best mood. She was joking, trying to play with me in ways she never does. All smiles and very happy. It makes me suspicious. I don't know if I should be though. Says my wife does not go out a ton and she's also never this happy and full of laughter. I'm hoping I'm being an asshole. I want some other opinions on the matter. Says, am I overreacting and potentially being an asshole if I feel like something does not sit right with me about the situation? Says, update. Oh, here goes update. Says, update. I talked with her last night. She said she was still drunk when I got her up. She agreed that the communication was lacking. Oh, sorry, hold on. I just got lost. Oh, she did not get defensive and she listened to what I had to say. I told her that if she wants to go out until 5:30 a.m., that is what single women do. She seems to understand that that is not acceptable for me to what? Oh, acceptable to me for that behavior to continue. I feel a bit more at ease. And thank you for the love letter responses. I'm trying to see did he get voted asshole or not. I don't think he was the asshole for that. To be honest, I don't think he was the asshole for that. Do I think I just don't. I just hold on. My eye looks weird. I don't know why my eye looks weird in the camera. I don't think he was the asshole for that. I mean, it's natural to have those type of concerns when the communication is lacking. So at the same time, do I think, oh, well, those are the times that, a single woman comes home? That part is a bit extreme because what time you come home and doesn't depict whether you're a married or single woman if the communication is there. So not too sure how I feel about that one. How can I see how long I've been live, guys? Okay, I can see. I've been streaming for 41 minutes. Okay, guys. I gotta do this a bit longer. So, but this phone is about to. Let me plug this phone up. I'm hungry, guys. All right, let's see. Do I really need this? I don't want it. I don't want it no more. I'm just gonna put it right here. Whew, my ears was itching. Why would my ears be itching when I have headphones? Maybe because my hair was to my ears. But now I feel like I can breathe. It's so hard because the camera's inverted. Okay. This next one says, now I can hear myself. Okay, good. Okay, this one says, oh, Jesus Christ. That's very long. Maybe not. What? I don't want to read that. What's wrong with my belly button? Nothing's wrong with my belly button. I just got a new piercing. Thank you for the problem. Okay, look, guys. All right, look. Let's see. Are they the asshole? So, I need to bring this up. All right, let's find one. Okay, let's read this one. Hi, Mark. All right, am I the asshole? Let's see. It says, am I the asshole for telling my husband's kids how broke he was when we met after they insinuated that I was the gold digger? Interesting. Okay, so this person did get voted not the asshole. But it says, I've been married to my husband for 4 years now. My husband's late wife died 1 year before we met, and we've dated for 2 years before marriage. He has 2 kids, 28 and 26. No, I am not calling them my stepkids because they explicitly told me that I am not their stepmom, just their dad's wife. I didn't play a part in raising them, so I'm okay with that. It's always been tense. It's always been a tense between us. I've tried my best to be kind to them and have been generous when I can be, but they're very cold with me, being a child of divorce. I'm tripping. It says being a child of divorce, I can partially relate to a parent moving on, so I try not to force anything. Okay, pretty solid. Let's see. It says, Madison recently, guys, don't mind me zooming in. But it says Madison recently got engaged. Madison is one of the kids, by the way. Madison recently got engaged and we were excited about it. Everyone was over recently and she asked about a wedding budget from us. And Rob told her he was able to contribute $10,000. She has bigger hopes for her wedding than this, so she was upset and kept asking for more. Rob, however, is still working hard on building his savings back up. Before his late wife died, he basically wiped out his cash savings, had to cash out his 401k, and even took a small mortgage on his house to cover medical costs as well as life expenses since he had to cut back on working. Eventually, he had to drop that job for a more flexible but lower paying one. So this 10K is actually really generous from him. Rob went Rob went on a hold on guys, I'm blind. Rob went to run an errand and it was just me and his kids. Madison then asked me if I'm going to give in addition to what her dad is getting. I told her what? Oh, I told her I don't know, a marital unit? Okay. And that's what we discussed together as a reasonable amount to contribute. Then she then said, I should have known. Obviously, you married an older man for what he had, not for what you could give. I knew she didn't like me, but this is the most flat out rude thing she's ever said. I kind of lost it and said, excuse me? Who do you think he's been paying? Wait, excuse me? Who do you think has been paying the second mortgage your dad took out to pay his debts? Truth of the matter is, I make more than her father by a large margin. I have no debt, and I've been paying 70% of the household bills the whole time we've been married. The 10K we're giving her is available because I've been able to subsidize her father's living expenses the last few years. It says, I made it clear that not only am I not a gold digger, I'm literally wealthier than my older husband. She called me stuck up after this and stormed out. Then she called her dad later and said that I told her that I blamed her mother for being sick for her not having a better wedding budget. I told him what happened and he was mad at her, but also said I shouldn't have shared his financial details with his kids. I feel like she shouldn't have discussed the father's financial details with the kids. I mean, that's not their business, you know? But at the same time, she was coming for her neck. So it's just like, I'm gonna drop this bomb on you real quick. But that wasn't their place to be having a conversation. Soon as she said something like that, it probably should have been already something she was already telling, the husband, like, listen, she's being disrespectful, da 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 da. This and that. But like as far as like outing his financial business that clearly they didn't know about yet, it's the part that's like, okay, that's kind of crazy, you know? Sorry guys, my hair. So let's go. I mean, they got rated not the asshole, and I don't think they're the asshole for that. I don't think they're the asshole for that. Hey, could I do ASMR? I don't know how to do ASMR. I don't know. Like what? Like give me an example. Okay. I don't want to read that one because it's like really, really short. Looks like a kid wrote that one, so maybe not. This is definitely not the asshole. Let's see. Says, am I the asshole for saying good job after my kid defended herself from a bully by punching him? That's too long. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna say you're not the asshole. I'm not reading that though. I'm not reading that. Guys, I gotta fix my posture. Remind me to fix my posture. God, I'm so hungry. I'm getting irritated. I have to find out what I'm gonna eat. Okay. What? I gotta read this. It's really long, but I gotta know what this is about. This says, am I the asshole for faking my giving birth? Okay. Okay, look. It says, I'll keep this short as possible. I, 25-year-old female, am pregnant with the baby. Oh shoot. It's sorry guys, I'm getting so distracted. Okay, it says I will keep this short as possible. I am 25-year-old female and pregnant with the baby due in a couple of days. My husband, 25-year-old male, promised that he would be the one to drive me to the hospital and that he will be glued to the phone until birth. He works only 10 minutes from our home, and his boss agreed to let him go when the birth happens. The problem is my mother-in-law. My husband and her have an unhealthy, strong bond. What? And she's overly what? Oh, and she's overly involved in our relationship, which has caused many issues in the past. She requires his attention every day. She has suggested moving in with us ever since I became pregnant. She also has emergencies whenever we have anniversaries, important occasions like my birthday, etc. As the days approaching, I became increasingly worried that his mother will have an emergency during birth, and I will have trouble getting to the hospital or will be forced to be alone during. I voiced my concerns and it caused fights between me and them. I suggested even asking my best friend to drive me and keep me company as I'm scared of giving birth. But it was shot down with, how can't you trust your own husband? Okay? So I'm not proud of it, but I faked giving birth yesterday. I called my hubby at work, told him it started. He said he will be right there. After half an hour, I called him to ask where he was, and he didn't answer. After almost an hour, he called me to say he is at the hospital with his mom because guess what? She's having a medical emergency. Apparently, he called her to tell her I'm giving birth, and she got a heart attack from excitement. He said he will have to miss my giving birth and actually asked me to call my friend to drive me and stay with me. I admit I was very angry and heartbroken, so I told him I wasn't actually giving birth and that it was a test that showed me how he would actually behave versus what he said he would do. And it proved to me he would always care for his mother more than his own wife, who's carrying his child. He was very angry and even blamed me for his mother's heart attack in that moment. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing. Y'all not gonna agree with me. It says his mom, of course, didn't have a heart attack, but a false alarm. If I felt very justified, but now that we talked, I feel guilty. He said he feels manipulated and gaslighted. That's just because his mother lied about the emergency doesn't mean I should lie to him. Okay. That just because, okay, I get it. He said that marriage is built on trust, so I have to trust him instead of lying to him to prove a point. He even said that he didn't choose his mother over me, but chose a bigger emergency, and that he knew I could handle getting to the hospital, but his mother needed him more, and that a heart attack is more serious. I pointed out she lied, and he said he couldn't have known that, and that I was just bad for lying. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm going crazy. Am I the asshole? It says edit. Okay, here. I love when they do the edits. It says edit. Just because I don't want to be misunderstood. I did what I did because I am terrified to give birth alone. My friend would have asked my friend would have to ask for a day off in advance, so she'd have to know that she's needed before I actually get contractions. Her mom passed away in a childbirth, so she doesn't want to be alone during the scariest moment of her life. I understand that. Even if I am the asshole, I think this gave me a push I needed to get my ducks in a row. And my friend, hold on, guys. And my friend already asked for a couple days off to be there when I needed it. I'm just so scared. I need that. I need it.
But mine is the black.
You can use the blue one, this one right there.
There's a blue.
Oh, my freaking phone just fell on my head, guys. It just freaking fell on my head. Literally. I hope you guys see that.
That doesn't work on the tablet.
Huh?
That doesn't work on the tablet.
It does. You just gotta let it charge for a little bit. That's the only one I have for you to use. Guys, my phone just fell on my head. It says, I think this gave me the push I needed to get my ducks in a row. My friend already asked me a couple days off to be there when I need it. I'm just so scared. Edit 2. To answer a common question, why did you marry him? Wasn't he putting his mom first from the beginning? I suppose it is a fair question, but it was never that bad. Well, now it is, so ... When we first started, it was lovely. His mother was barely a footnote in our relationship because we were at uni and far away. I guess that's university. I suppose my greatest mistake was agreeing to move into his town versus moving into mine. I come from a town on an opposite side of the country. Our uni was in the middle, so to speak, and his mom, while nosy and controlling, was far away and was very easy to write off. I don't like how she's trying to I don't like how she's putting, the mom like she's just some big problem in the way and like kind of write off. Like, what? It's his mom. We're talking about his mom, And then she said her mom had passed away, so it's like when you're pushing his mom away, it's like what are you doing? Like, why you want to kind of get between their relationship at the same time? If you didn't like their relationship that they had, then you shouldn't have married him. But next says. When we got married, we moved into his town for logistic reasons. He already had a job lined up in his town, and I didn't. We've been living here for 15 years. What? I don't know. For 5 years. I don't know how she was trying to write that just now. But it says it has gotten progressively worse until now. When he isn't in contact with her, he is a good partner, but when you add her into the equation, he becomes a different person. Even his friends see it and ask me about it. Right now, I want to focus on my baby, but after birth, I think I will have to rethink our life together. I just can't spend the rest of my life in a triad. I don't know how to say that word, with his mother. Guys, I don't agree with her. I don't agree with her. I don't. I don't agree with her there. I don't agree that she's trying to get between, especially after she said that her mother passed away. I definitely don't agree with her trying to get between her husband and her husband and his mother's relationship. I think that's a bit inappropriate. I don't like how she's even making her seem like easier to write off, and I don't agree with any of that. And I honestly feel like if you didn't like their relationship or the relationship your husband had with his mother in a way that you felt like it was overpowering from the jump, you should have just never been with him. I mean, or never took him serious enough to get married with him and have his child. But it's like pushing her away. How about you? I got a lot of ways that I feel about that. A lot of ways that I feel about that. So, guys, a lot of ways. Thank you for liking the live. A lot of ways that I feel about that, to be honest. But I'll save them. I'll save that. I'll save the way that I feel. But I don't like nobody trying to get between somebody and their parent. If they got a great relationship with their parent, let them have a great relationship with their parent. If it's not for you, let it not be for you. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like it's so overpowering, I mean, this is a man that's gonna put his mother first. Okay, if that's not your type, then you know what I'm saying? That's not something that you're gonna force him to not put his mother first or put you before his mother. It's his mother. You only get one mother. You can have multiple wives. You have multiple wives. You got multiple husbands. You know what I'm saying? But you can't expect him to push you way above his mother. I mean, and then for you to be upset about him going to aid his mother if his mother says she was having a heart attack versus coming to you to give birth with your child. It's just like heart attack, giving birth. Like, you're more likely to be fine with your birth than him and his mother having a heart attack. Like, that's his mother. Why would that bother you that, why would that bother you that that's how it went? That's the part I don't like, you know? So it's like, don't get between nobody and their mother. If they got a good relationship that's so good that you just feel like you are the middleman, or you feel like y'all in a three-way relationship, then that's not your type of person, and you clearly don't know what it feels like. So maybe you don't understand the dynamic between someone and their mother or whatever. So I don't know. So next, actually, I'll let that be the last one for now, guys. I'm gonna end stream for a little bit. Get something to eat in my system because I'm hungry. And then I'll be restarting my live or whatever. But thank you guys for tuning in. To everyone who did tune in. Yeah. Bye. Oh, you're still in here. That makes me so happy. But okay. I'm gonna check Discord. Bye. Wait, I don't know how to